Mercedes-Benz have invested billions of dollars into software and electric cars over the last few years. No one's really been talking about this, and Mercedes kept it quite quiet. Why did they do that? Why have Mercedes kept a lot of their investment quiet? Well, because Germany hates it. They've been criticizing the hell out of Mercedes-Benz, saying Mercedes-Benz strategy is wrong. But I'm sorry, my German friends, Mercedes-Benz strategy has been kicking butt. I mean, look what they've done in the US. Mercedes-Benz sales in the United States, their internal combustion engine sales have collapsed. Literally, they are down. However, the EV sales are up a staggering 300%. If you compare the percentage of cars that they sell that are electric versus companies like General Motors and Ford, well, you've got to say GM and Ford's strategy has been a failure so far, and Mercedes has pivoted in a staggeringly short period of time. Hello and welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. I just want to say a big thank you to our Patreon supporters. Really appreciate your support on the channel. If you can help the channel, that'd be great. I'll put a link in the description below to our Patreon page and also our YouTube members. If you become a member of the channel, you can see some of our videos in advance. Mercedes-Benz reported 71,100 vehicle sales in the United States during the third quarter of 2023. That's a decline of 1.8%, which is surprising because other companies, many car companies, have seen their sales grow. So a decline of 1.8%. You're thinking to yourself probably, oh, that doesn't sound very good, right? But here's the thing. The majority of a growing percentage of those vehicles, significantly growing, are electric vehicles. Mercedes-Benz EV sales increased by a staggering 284%. This is just amazing. That accounts for 15% of the brand's total volume, compared to 3.8% last year. Basically, Mercedes-Benz, the percentage of cars that they sold in the US last year was just a tiny bit more in terms of EV sales versus General Motors and Ford. 3.8% versus just under 3% for those other companies. But now, Mercedes-Benz have been in the process of transforming their company. They've gone from 3.8% to 15%. A growth of 285% or whatever that number was. Insane number. Now, Mercedes-Benz, if they replicate this growth for just another couple of years, they'll be well over 50% and definitely well and truly ready for this electric revolution happening in the United States and, of course, in Europe and in China. Now, in China, they're not doing quite as well, but not too badly. Mercedes-Benz have clearly made the right move. So all their critics in Germany, there's been a lot of them. I mean, there's so many, I couldn't even list them. The negativity around Mercedes-Benz decision to focus on electric cars, their primary focus has been heavily criticized in Germany, and I find this shocking, to be honest. But Mercedes-Benz got it right. The best-selling electric models in the US during this period were the EQE SUV with 3,500 deliveries and the EQB with 3,270. Now, I personally quite like the EQE SUV. I personally think the EQB is crap, but hey, that's me. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Now, the EQS hasn't done very well. Why is the EQS sedan not selling well? It had 35% less sales than a year ago. 1,100 versus 1,701. Now, you'd think it would sell better now, right? They've actually improved it. Now, the key reason is this. Lucid could tell you. Look at Lucid's sales. What have they sold? Just 4,400 vehicles this year. They said they were going to deliver well over 15,000 at the start of the year. They revised their numbers to around 10,000. Now they're probably likely to hit about maybe 6,000. Clearly, the sedan market, doesn't matter what it's powered by, is declining. And I can't understand why manufacturers haven't realized this. They've invested a lot of money into electric sedans, and that market is just shrinking rapidly, which is why I keep saying it's amazing how many Tesla Model 3s get sold. This is a massively shrinking market. Just ask Toyota. Look at Toyota's sedan sales. They've gone down by about 40%. It's everyone is being affected by this, and somehow Model 3 is still selling really well. Anyway, I digress. Mercedes-Benz EV sales in Q3 2023, EQB 3,270, up 340%. EQE, 969. That's a new vehicle, so we don't know what it was. There was no numbers for last year. EQE SUV, 3,488. EQS Sedan, 1,100, down 35%. EQS SUV, 1,600, up a staggering 476%, for a total of 10,423 cars and 14.7% share of the cars that they sold. So what does this mean? Well, it means that Mercedes-Benz sold just over half as many EVs as General Motors. It's very possible Mercedes-Benz at some point next year will outsell GM when it comes to EV sales. Now, will that happen necessarily? Probably not, but it could. It's possible. I mean, General Motors has made a lot of promises on their EV production. Equinox EV is going to be really cheap, but really, do you believe the story of the $30,000 mythical Equinox EV when General Motors say they can't make a profit on EVs selling under $40,000 until 2027? Well, maybe you believe it. They might sell 7 of them or something like that. Because if you're making a huge loss on a car, you don't keep selling them. And this is the advantage Mercedes-Benz have. Because they sell cars at a premium price, they can sell electric cars at these prices and not lose money. Or if they are losing money, they don't appear to be, because everything seems to be going well in terms of Mercedes-Benz profitability. So far this year, Mercedes-Benz electric car sales have exceeded 29,000 and 14% of volume. So this isn't a third quarter miraculous number. This is simply a number they've repeated for almost every quarter this year. The EQB, 6,674 sales, up 803%. The EQS SUV, 7,086 sales, up 2,458%. Mercedes-Benz EV sales have actually grown by 339% this year. That's a staggering number. And it means Mercedes-Benz will likely sell more than 40,000 electric cars in the United States this year. Fortunately for Mercedes-Benz, they've pivoted very quickly. And what this has meant is that the company has kind of saved its own bacon in America. Because as you can see, the number of gasoline-powered vehicles they're selling continues to decline. EVs have helped them in a very big way and will continue to do so as everyone else gets disrupted. Mercedes-Benz could end up being one of the disruptors. That's what I see happening. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.